Hi all, last lesson we looked at quadrilaterals. Today what we're going to do is we are going to take it and we are going to look at triangles. Now we've got to remember everything we do with angles, we have to remember all of the angle rules that we know. Angles around a point, on a straight line, angles in a triangle, and then the other types of triangles, so isosceles, equilateral, and also angles in a quadrilateral, plus all the rules that go with the particular quadrilaterals that we were looking at last time. So there they are, they're on the board there. So we've got to remember isosceles triangle. It has two sides that are the same length, but it also has two angles that are the same size. Also, equilateral triangle, we have three angles that are the same size and three sides that are the same length. And the main thing you need to remember for today's lesson is angles in a triangle add up to 180 degrees. Now, you could be using a number of the rules that you've gone through so far, but we've always got to bear these triangle ones in mind today. This is where the core of the lesson is going to be. Right, so looking at this question. If I was starting on this question and I needed to find out angle x, well, the first thing I can identify is this question is showing me that I have an isosceles triangle. Now, what do I know about an isosceles triangle? Well, two angles are going to be the same and one will be different. So the two angles that are the same are at the end of the lines with the marks on. So this time, I'm going to start off. I know angles in a triangle add up to 180 degrees. So to start off with, I'm going to do 180 degrees and take away 20. So I know that the remaining angles in this triangle add up to 160 degrees. However, it's an isosceles triangle. So I know that there's a rule that links the angles in an isosceles triangle. And if I go back to here, the two angles in an isosceles triangle are equal. So I know that these two are the same. So all I need to do to find out angle x is do 160 degrees and divide it by 2. So angle x has to be 80 degrees. Check it. If I have 80 degrees as angle x, the angle next to it is going to be 80 degrees. If I add up 80, 80 and 120, do I get 180? Yes, good chance that I've got this right. All right, next one. So when I look at this question, this one I've got to look at, there's four angles for me to find you. However, whenever you see a question like this, we've got to look at, well, solving the problem. And there are a number of problems with this one. First, I can see there's an isosceles triangle in this question. Also, it tells me that there is a rectangle. So I know that, first of all, there's a right angle here, 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 and here. So I know there are four right angles there. So angle A, to work out angle A, I know that it should be a right angle in this corner. But I know that part of it is 15 degrees. So to work out angle A, if the whole angle is 90 degrees, and I've got this 15 degree part, I'm going to take it away, and I'm going to get 75 degrees. Now, one thing I would do is I would annotate my diagram as I'm going. So on here, 75 degrees. Make sure you've got enough space to do it. Draw a large enough diagram so that you can annotate it as you are going. Now, what else do I know? Well, I have an isosceles triangle here. The dashes on these sides here. So I know that B has to be 75 degrees, as the angles in an isosceles triangle are the same. So A and B are going to be the same. Angle C. What can I do for working out angle C? Well, angle C, I know that I have 180 degrees. I have 75 degrees for A. I haven't written it in yet, but B is also 75 degrees. So I am going to take away 75 and 75 from 180. So when I work out angle C, if I do 75 add 75 is 150, take it away from 180, Angle C is 30 degrees. I'm going to write this in. Just check. 75 and 75 is 150. And the 30, yes, it does make 180. So we know that's going to be right. And angle D, the final one. Now, I have angle of 15 degrees here. I have an angle up here that is a right angle. Now, when I'm looking at those, I know that angles in a triangle add up to 180 degrees. And I have a triangle here. So split the problem into smaller problems. So I know to work at angle D, I'm going to do 180, take away 90 degrees, and take away the 15 degrees from the corner. So angle D must be 75 degrees. Now, final types of question. We could have algebra contained, so some of the questions in the exercise contain algebra. So when I look at these, I need to link the angle rule, but I also need to be thinking about solving equations. Now we've already been solving equations over the past few weeks. So when I start this, my angle rule, angles in a triangle. If I go back, what do I know about angles in a triangle? Well, the angles in a triangle rule is here. I know that they add up to 180 degrees. So I know if I do angle A, add angle B, add angle C, I will get 180 degrees. So my angle A and angle B and angle C would be x add 10, 3x, and x. So I'm going to write it down just as it was on that example at the start. X add 10, add 3x, add x, and I know the angle rule tells me that those three added together will give me 180 degrees. Now, next steps have to be, I have to make sure I collect together my like terms. So look at the x's, what have I got? I have got 5 x's, add 10, and that is going to give me 180 degrees. Now, can I solve that equation? Well, these are similar to the ones we've been doing in lessons over the past couple of weeks. So remember the start. I get rid of the add part first. So getting rid of this add part first, if I was to draw the grid, just like we did in the lessons. Oh, come on, there we are. Drawing the grid. There we are. I get rid of the add part by taking away 10. Whatever I do to the one side, I do to the other. So I know I'm left with 5x is equal to 170 degrees. Now I've got it times by 5x. So remember, the inverse of timesing by 5 is dividing by 5. So whatever I do to my one side, I do to my other side. So when I divide by 5, I end up with 34 degrees. So I know angle x must be 34 degrees. Now, in this question, it says find the size of each angle. So I need to find the size of the 3x angle and the x add 10. Well, x add 10 is going to be 34 add 10. So the x add 10 angle is 44 degrees. So this one here is 44 degrees. And the last one says 3 times the x angle, which is 34. And 3 times 34, is equal to 102 degrees. So here should be 102 degrees. Check it. If we add up these, I get 78. Add it on to 102, gives me 180. Angles in a triangle add up to 180. Good chance that could be correct. Now, you need to work from the books. So the books will be given out. Choose the questions you need to do. There are plenty there for you. There are some of these algebra type questions. There are also some of the questions that just involve triangles like so. Just pick the questions that you are going to be best at and make sure you have a good go at them. All right. Thank you.